In our last topic on Access, we are going to talk about totals queries. Totals queries are queries where you can do some kind of calculation as part of the query. Okay, so we're going to just first of all briefly talk about what totals queries are and what kinds of things you can do. So yeah, like I said, it performs some kind of calculation on the information in the database. So for example, we might want to do things like add up all of the fees that were paid to each doctor, or count how many prescriptions each patient has been prescribed, or find out the average number of patients that a patient makes, and so on. Okay, so we'll have a look at these now in Access. So I'm just going to go to the start file for this topic. So you can do this as well. Just underneath the video for this section, click on the start file and save that. Open the file that's downloaded. Double click on this to open it in Access. Okay, you'll need to click Save As and save it before you start. Same as usual, save it into your OneDrive or wherever you normally want to save stuff. Okay, and lastly then, before you start, you'll just need to click Enable Content as well. Okay, so this is our database as it currently is, with a couple of queries in here. Now we're going to create some queries that use totals. So the process for creating these is the same as you did with the other queries in the previous section. Okay, so go to Create on the menu first of all, go to Query Design, and then we're going to add our tables. So same as before here, we are first of all, we're going to add, sorry, actually, let me just, need to edit this. I've forgotten what I wanted to do. Group, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to show that again. Okay. So in our first query, we are going to calculate the total fees for each doctor. Okay, so we want to group them together by the name of the doctor, and we want to also show the fees. So the doctor names are in the doctor table and the fees are in the appointment table. So we'll need to include both of these in our query. So double click appointment to add that one, and double click doctor to add that one as well. And then you can click close. Okay, and like I said, then we want to add in the doctor name first of all. So in the doctor table, double click on doctor name to add that one. And then fees in appointment, again, you can scroll down a little bit in appointment there to see fees. Okay, so down here now you should be seeing doctor name and fees as well. Okay, so the next bit then, when we want to use the totals option in our queries, if you have a look at the menu at the top here, you'll see kind of over towards the end, you'll see this totals button. You might recognize this from Excel actually. I think they use the same symbol. I think it's a Greek sigma maybe. But anyway, I think they use this in Excel as well to represent the different calculations that we did there. So click that button. You'll see then it's kind of highlighted with a gray background when it's turned on. And if you go back down here now and have a look at your fields that you added, you'll now see this total row underneath fields and table. So in the total row, you'll see group by is the default thing that's going to kind of come up on each one. But if you click into where it says group by, then click the arrow that you see here, you'll see a list of different calculations that you can do. So again, these are probably quite familiar from what we did in Excel previously. You'll see things like sum, average, min, max, and count. There's also things like standard deviation and var, variance, first, last, expression, where, and so on. We're just going to use the same ones as we did in Excel, which are probably the most commonly used ones. So sum, like in Excel, finds a total, so it'll calculate by adding them all together. Average, as you can guess, finds the average. Min finds the lowest value, max finds the highest value, and count counts how many values there are. Okay, so underneath doctor name, we're going to leave it as group by, because we want to group them together based on the doctor name. But the fees is the field that we want to actually do the calculation on. Okay, so here we are going to click and choose sum instead of group by. So again, we're grouping by doctor name and we're adding up the fees for that doctor. Okay, so we're going to go and run that query now. So click on run in the query menu and you should see these results. So I'm seeing just one result for each doctor that we have. So it's grouped all of the different fees for that doctor all together. And here you can see a total for each doctor. Okay, if you want to switch back over to design view there, go to view on the menu and design, and you can maybe try out some of the other options. So say for example, average. Okay, try out average and have a look at that. And you'll see now you get a different value here. So it's finding the average fee for each doctor instead of the total of all the fees. Okay, so that is, that's really it with totals queries. To save this query, just go up to the top there and you can click on save. Since I changed that to average now, I suppose I'll change it, call it average per doctor. Actually, probably average fees per doctor. Okay, and click OK to save that. So for yourselves now, you can switch over to the exercise for this. There's just a couple more that I want you to try out. So underneath the video for this, click into the exercise. And there's a few more in here. So the first one is looking for a count of different prescriptions. So you can kind of see with this one, it sort of shows you exactly how it should look. So try that out and you should see these results when that one's kind of working correctly. There's a couple of others then to try where I kind of haven't shown you what to do, so you can sort of test out yourselves if you get on okay with it. This one is finding the average fee for an appointment, and this one is finding the oldest patient. You can probably guess there for the oldest patient, you would be based on their date of birth. So you'll need to either use min or max with that. I'll let you try them out yourselves and you can see which one is the correct one to use. Okay, so I hope you get on okay with those, but if you have any questions, just let me know.